and that I know may be conservative. An altherma unit would cost, the split system would cost about $9,000, so there could be a $2,000 premium. But that's really not very much money when going into new construction, when you look at the monthly costs and offsetting the utility costs. It's certainly a very, very good investment for the end user. Again, back to geothermal, and when we do the math, it's very hard to come up with conditions where the altherma won't be substantially less than half the cost of doing a geothermal system. Title 24, very important. Those who aren't aware of it, starting January 1 this year, Title 24 has become substantially more stringent. It's changing the picture in terms of high efficiency period. This product offers some real advantages in that regard, regarding to the high COPs for both domestic hot water and for space heating. And also for all these solar electric new homes and other programs whereby you want to exceed Title 24 by 15% or more, these kind of products make a great deal of sense. Net zero energy. Everybody's talking about it. Basically all net zero energy is you consume, you produce as much energy as you consume in the house. So we can have net zero energy and net zero or neutral CO homes. And the altherma plays a good part in that. But be aware that by 2016, by mandate, half of all new homes are required to be net zero. By 2020, all new homes are required to be net zero energy. And depending on your definition, which is everyone's working on, but that means a lot of these homes are going to be electric homes in order to meet these requirements. So it's worth paying attention to this because it's a big deal coming up. And also we'll see ABA 11 retrofit programs that will be very attractive for these kind of products. So for us in California, where we have a mild climate, abundant sunshine, net zero energy makes a lot of sense. And you'll see, I think you've got an invitation. There's a net zero energy webinar coming up this afternoon. I encourage you to learn about this more, but fundamentally, you can now have cost-effective, cash-positive, net zero energy homes with cost of solar electric dropping, the efficiency rising, the products such as the altherma providing the efficiencies that lower the load within the house. This is no longer dreamland. It's something that's here and now and very pragmatic. And you want to look at that webinar because Net Zero Energy Certified offers clear step-by-step ways of achieving net zero energy and demonstrating that for the end user. So without going into a long description of grid-tied solar electric, I'm sure you're all familiar with it, but certainly the great advantage is that this is an annualized accounting that occurs in grid-tied solar electric. So you use solar electric to offset space heating, water heating, cooling loads. Those are ones that don't have to be, the solar electric does not have to be generating them at that moment. They can be generating that energy anytime during the year and receive credit. So it basically is stored in the grid. This is extremely important in terms of looking at the viability of integrating these high-efficiency heat pumps like altherma into a strategy with net zero. And in essence, what we're doing with these super high-efficiency heat pumps is we're reducing the amount of square footage of solar electric you need to put on the house, which can be a very pragmatic issue when you're dealing with net zero energy configurations. The nice thing about the altherma, again, is it uses the inverter technology, which is very friendly to solar electric. in terms of its profile. Your other options are use electric resistance as a COP of 1. Standard air-to-water heat pumps, maybe 1.2 to 2.0. There are some on-off lower efficiency air-to-water heat pumps, but the variable speed inverter heat pumps are really the ones that match up with Geo and solve a lot of these problems that we're looking to solve with all-electric homes. So as I said, the less electric load you have, and we're talking about electric load in this case for space heating, water heating, and cooling, the less solar electric we use. And also, there's a lot of domestic hot water is a big load within Title 24 compliance, and having double the efficiency with a altherma heat pump over a standalone air-to-water water heater heat pump can be very, very important. So again, I encourage you to go to this webinar that's coming up later today and learn more about net zero energy. You will see integration of dealer programs we're going to be making available for select contractors in California and Nevada for presenting these integrated hydronic solutions, net zero energy solutions, solar thermal solutions, and partnering with solar electric companies. Because in fact, this product is very important to solar electric companies. It makes net zero energy all the more possible. And poor solar electric companies, they just have to sell twice as much solar electric as they might normally sell in a net zero energy home. So this is very, very good news for the solar electric community. So in conclusion, we do have, and you'll get an invitation to a design and selection webinar on January 15th at 10 a.m. We'll go in much more depth in terms of the selection process, the design process in these units, and encourage you to come to that if this looks like something of interest. Contractor training series is starting up actually next week. We have them here in our office in Oakland on the 13th, and Monterey on the 14th, Sacramento January 19th, and Rohnert Park on the 21st, and not here is in Southern California on February 2nd. This will be the first, this will be an introductory class which is required for people who want to be contractors installing altherma. They are followed up with additional commissioning and servicing classes that are required. Daikin is extremely strong in terms of the quality control and training that they provide, and this is the first step. Encourage anybody who thought this might be interesting and as a contractor who wants to participate to go to our website, give us a call, and be happy to sign you up for these classes. Just so you know, online, when you go to the jtgmirror.com and /altherma, within, on the side, you'll see that it says brochures, design, technical, simulation software. We have online the installation manuals, some information about performance, application drawings, data, etc. We're filling this out as we go on. I want you to know that that's a resource that's available now as we unfold all of this. So we also just encourage you to give us a call at the 800 number here. We can talk about your needs. And so you know, Ike Erickson in our office is the product champion and manager for the Daikin products, the altherma. Randy Bettis is in the Sacramento Valley region, and Kirk Polchow, who's with Creative Climate, is in the greater Los Angeles area. Also, you can ask for Zach here as well, who can help you in some of your questions. So I thank you for attending this session. I will go through some of the questions here if you want to stick online. And I'll go in no particular